What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 96 of Value Town. And today we're playing the Heroic Brawl, all four of us, right now. Right, guys?
I wish.
I wish.
Go Team Dadbot.
Is that how we get viewers today? No, I'm ChanManV, and joining me today are Disguised Toast. What's up, Toast?
Hey.
That kind of sounds weird when I say "What's up, Toast."
Yeah, how's it going, guys? Excited to talk about the new cards and, of course, Heroic Tavern Brawl, which is what everyone cares about right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Amnesiac, fresh off of school and doing his homework, joining us.
Yeah, chemistry lab went well. Ready to talk about Hearthstone.
All right, good. Chemistries and all those potions, man. It makes total sense. And TJ, what's up?
Hey, man. I'm a little bit intimidated now to be on a show with Young Savage after being burned by him so many times in a single event. But at least Toast is here to keep us grounded.
Keep us grounded. Good stuff. Got lots to talk about. Of course, Heroic Brawl just dropping today, so we're going to start off with that. Some news, too. A few items, some events, as well as just mostly event-related things. Also, we'll be talking about the latest cards. We're just going to continue that for the next couple of weeks. We've got the latest, I believe, 15 cards to talk about. And then a few of our patrons actually submitted a couple cards, Megatorp cards, that I think will be worthy of having just a patron Megatorps workshop. We don't actually have a full-out one this week. At the end, we're going to do some Q&A, and folks that are listening, audio, even watching too, email your questions to valuetown@chanmanv.tv, and we'll read those questions. We'll also take tweets and whatnot, but I just want to make sure just all the audio listeners get a chance to email it. We didn't get any emails this week from audio listeners, so I think it's going to take a couple of weeks before people start getting used to it, just emailing them a week in advance. But we're going to start taking those. Okay, so let's talk about Heroic Brawl. Right now, I feel like every single streamer is playing Heroic Brawl for very good reasons, and we've got some huge, amounts of viewers watching too. Have you guys been watching anybody specifically, or even played it?
Oh,
Anybody?
yeah.
Oh, yeah?
I just watched Chalky get his first win after losing his first two. So he's grinding. He's on the grind with Freeze Mage. Chess Dude finished with 12 wins with Freeze Mage 12-2, so you got the 12-win rewards.
Well, he's the first, right? Chess Dude?
Maybe not like the first in the world because it takes a while, but definitely the first that I know of.
Okay, yeah. Freeze Mage. Actually, Amnesiac, you were saying that you don't even know if Freeze Mage is a counter to Shaman, because that's all anybody's playing right now is Shaman when I've been watching the streams. At least the opponents.
It's probably favored. Like it's definitely favored. It's not like 75-25 like some people make it out to be. I don't think. I think it's more like 60-65, which is good.
Yeah.
But then you look at like every other Freeze Mage matchup ever, and since a lot of people might be playing Warrior to try and beat Shaman, if you get them, you just lose, and you really can't auto lose in this format. So I'm pretty sure you're supposed to just play Shaman. I don't know.
Well, Maz is trying Priest. How about that?
I would not recommend that.
Didn't Artie got 11 with Priest, didn't he?
Yeah,
Did
he got
really?
11 with
Wow.
Dragon Priest trying to farm the Shamans. He was really close too. He actually lost to a Druid after playing Deathwing, and the Druid busted out his own Deathwing.
Oh.
I think he would have actually got 12 if it wasn't for that. But yeah,
That's brutal.
so many people watching right now. Like my favorite thing is watching the view counts as someone approaches 12 wins. Artie shot up to like 12,000 and he lost, and then he shot back down to 2,000. And Firebash shot up to 40,000. He lost and he just stopped. It's like everyone wants to see that 12 win victory so far.
Just want to see those packs and that gold.
It's kind of cool how they do it. I mean, they kind of just like throw you all these prizes like one at a time, and it's like at first I was like, they're not going to show us the totals. What? But they do show us the total at the end, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
Firebat was saying how he was playing like Control Warrior, and he was getting fatigued a little bit after like 8 games. Amnesiac, you think you'd kind of be feeling fatigued after playing this Heroic Brawl for I guess 8 to 10 wins?
Probably not. I've played 16 hours of ladder in a row before to qualify for. I did because I wasn't gonna play. I was like, I didn't feel like qualifying for summer prelims because it's like there wasn't that much reason for me to.
Yeah.
But then on the last day of the season, I'm like, this is probably in my best interest. So I just played Hearthstone for 16 hours, and if I can do that and not jump off a cliff, then I think I can do a heroic brawl and keep my cool.
I don't
Yeah.
think I've even played 16 hours total of Hearthstone.
I believe you. I've seen you cast.
I believe. Wow.
Hey!
Wow. Ouch.
Do you have the young savage slide ready?
Exactly, we do. We do have the young savage live here. So one thing about the heroic brawl is they put a limit on how many you can play. Which, Toast, what do you think of that? Five runs. That's all you get.
I don't really get it. I mean, it's obviously catered towards like a streamer experience, right? That's why everyone's watching. No one wants to risk 1,000 gold to lose, but everyone's fine with watching their favorite streamer spend this money. And obviously, the streamer's making way more than $10 a run from the viewers and stuff. So yeah, Blizzard implemented a 5-run limit. I'm not sure if it's like per region, but there's a 5-run limit. Not really sure what's there, because then you have to be really careful with your runs. Like, you can't just keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And at the same time, if you want to do more, you either have to get a new account or borrow someone else's account, or I don't know. I don't think a limit should be there.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think all these guys playing now, this might be like a one-time shot for like the top streamers. This whole heroic brawl thing, which should have lasted at least a week, right?
If somebody wants to spend more than $50 getting 3 wins every time, then they should have the freedom to do it.
This
That's
is
all
like
I'm
the
saying.
government controlling gambler. Like gamblers, you can only gamble $200 in the casino. You can't gamble anymore. I feel like it's something weird like that. Or it's like this. Like when we went to vacation in the Bahamas or whatnot, at the casino there, they don't let any of the locals play in the casino there, and it's for that reason. They don't want like all the locals just like burning all their money like on the casino there, which is kind
Whoa,
of
ChanManV, are you calling Hearthstone gambling?
No, I didn't say that, but whenever you're getting only 3 wins and you're putting in 1,000 each time, it's
One of
there's
these
some
days, I'm
elements
going
in
to high
there.
roll the 12 wins. That's
Exactly. One of these days, I'm going to totally high roll.
AJ is the stereotypical 3-and-3 player. So just living out the dream.
You know how there was this one guy that's like, well, if you have a 50% win rate, eventually you'll get legend. That's me every month.
It's true. It's true.
Floating that line.
You have to explain to me that math one of these days. But yeah, so when are you guys going to play? Surely you're going to play once, right?
I don't know. On the first day, it's kind of competitive because, like, for me, I don't have another account. Like, these 5 runs have to be like staggered out over the week, and obviously, if you're doing today, it's like you gotta compete with 10 other streamers using it. So maybe not today, maybe tomorrow. And I'm gonna do like a Twitch plays heroic Tavern Brawl. That's probably gonna be a waste of $10, but I'll make it
plays. Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, I'll make it
Just
funny.
don't put Yogg in your deck.
Yeah, don't put Yogg in your
That can't end well.
Yeah, I think I trust Yogg over Twitch chat though.
Yeah, but they're never gonna not play him. It's gonna be like turn 6. You're gonna have 2 innervates and Yogg. They're just gonna be like, "Yep, go for it. It's good."
It's funny, random. Do it.
It's a video though, that video is definitely gonna do better than the 1,000 gold there.
Start saving my goal for the expansion already.
That's what I mean. Me too. So it's just like I'm torn, man. I'm like, why didn't they come out with this heroic brawl when the new expansion came out? That would have made so much more sense.
Like, if you believe the conspiracy theory, and I do, it's to like drain the gold so people would spend actual cash on the new expansion. Yeah. Even though it makes more sense to do it right after, because hey, new cards, new decks, is like there's no established meta. It'll be way more fun than just shaman. But I do lean towards that it's a plan to reduce the amount of gold out there.
Did you have an issue with just shaman being the only good deck? Is that a problem to you?
Yeah.
I love Hearthstone.
I have an idea for Blizzard. What they should do is make like an actual slot machine that you can spend gold in. Like, you put 10 gold in and you play the slots, you win the jackpot. It's like 50,000 gold.
That actually sounds pretty fun.
Hundreds of thousands of people are gonna.
And there's like different packs, and you can like match the packs across. It's like, ooh, classic pack. It's like Kobe.
Yeah.
Got 90 dubs.
Yeah. And you spend 10. And like 1 in every 20 times you spend 10 gold to get a pack.
Yeah,
Yes.
that sounds sweet. I can do
Yes.
that.
So I didn't even get an answer from you, TJ. Are you gonna play it or not?
Yeah, I'll play it once.
I'll play it once too. I'll probably
Yeah.
wait. Like, so with meta, this is funny. Heroic Brawl meta. I'll probably wait at least a couple days before I play it. Hopefully, a lot of the good players will stop playing it by then.
I'm gonna end up like waking up and have like think I have a genius idea of a deck that's gonna just wreck Heroic Tavern Brawl. And I'm gonna cash in on my 4 wins and then close
Alright.
Hearthstone forever.
People listening or watching, odds of one of us three beating the young savage here to the 12 wins.
Dude, I already have it all mapped out.
You already have it all
So
mapped.
what you do is, all right, so you don't play the first day. Everyone's trying the
Of
first
course,
day. That's a
that's
mistake.
obvious. Yeah.
All right, so day 2 rolls around, and you don't play, but you do tweet. So here's what you tweet. You tweet out, yeah, turns out Freeze Mage does just beat Shaman. And you just post your 12 wins of Tracobot,
Yeah.
all Mage versus Shaman. And then everyone's playing Mage, right? And then you windmill in with the Cthulhu Warrior and you get them.
There you go. That sounds like a great plan to me, man.
It's actually pretty good. Like when you consider the fact that when certain websites release like meta deck lists, like the ladder does get filled up with the tier 1 deck list from that report. I do believe that if someone did a like meta Heroic Tavern Brawl report and said, oh wow, Shaman and Freeze Mage are both tier 1 right now, it's gonna get flooded with those decks. And then you just play the counter. Like you don't actually have to tell the truth, but if you just say, everyone's playing Freeze Mage, it's amazing.
Honestly,
because-
Space Hunter's probably really good in that thing.
I haven't
Everyone is
seen-
playing those.
Yeah, I
Space
haven't
Hunter
seen a
is
single
really
hunter yet.
engaged.
I don't know about you guys. I haven't seen a single hunter played by anybody.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
That would be like pretty intuitive, I think. Yeah, I mean, you've got like a slight favorable against Shaman,
Mhm.
and you're really favored against Mage, and you're favored against Druid. Like, what else do people even play? Warrior's the only thing that you get like got by, and you got game against them. You can just play high mains if you want, but then you lose to Shaman. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good to see. It'd be quick at least. Your
Yeah,
kings
you
would
just
go-
0-3 out. It's like,
exactly.
next time.
Good stuff. Well, hopefully everybody gets a chance to, or is able to even get a play the Heroic Brawl. But if not, then save your money, save your gold for the expansion that's coming out in a couple weeks, or hopefully
Save your gold.
Yeah.
Save it.
Toast tweeted, "Save
Don't
your
do it.
gold." Blizzard's like, "What are you doing, Toast? Why are you telling people to save their gold?"
Oh yeah, I saw that in math class. I chuckled.
You chuckled. Good stuff. Okay, moving on. So we got some. We had a pretty busy week in Hearthstone this week. There's several events going on. One being the Redbull Team Brawl, which is going to be happening, I think, Friday and Saturday. Is that right? Yeah, 17th and 18th, I believe.
I thought it was just
It's
Sunday.
a one-day
Oh, it's just a one-day
um,
event, so maybe just Saturday then.
But
It's just Sunday,
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, Sunday.
no,
Okay.
Saturday.
Okay,
Is
it's
it
the
Saturday?
18th
Yes.
or the 19th. Yeah.
It's
I thought it
definitely
was-
Saturday.
I guess
I'm
19th,
100%
yeah.
sure of that.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, and looking forward to this. The first one, I know TJ and Amnesiac were both. Oh, I think you were there too, right? Were you actually at the event? Amnesiac
Yeah,
was.
I was at the first one.
Yeah, okay. And I don't know. As a spectator, I thought it was amazing. I mean, it was a lot of fun. I mean, the sealed format was definitely great. A little bit of rockiness in the beginning, but quickly, like a quick production change, and I think it was great the rest of the way. So, what do you guys think? You guys looking forward to it? Toast?
Looking forward to watching it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right, TJ. You're not there this time around, right? Yeah. Toast?
The communication is like a big part of it, right? The teams talking with one another, like it produced that really funny moment with I think
29
Rayman.
for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's become a cemented meme.
Exactly.
Like that's only possible with team communication, and you don't get that like anywhere else. So yeah, no, I looking forward to it.
Yeah, the one thing that we sort of learned from the first time is that like Toast said, the communication is what people want to watch. And in the first iteration, they spent a lot of time like on the casters. And there's not really much engaging for us to talk about for 30 minutes while they build their decks. It's much more interesting to hear the players. The style that I think works best for it, and it's a style that I don't know if you guys watched the HTC Mayhem.
Yeah, I watched a little bit.
Mhm.
Is sort of like a poker style where both mics are hot, where caster mics are hot and player audio is live. And most of the time, you just let the players talk. You're just there to focus. But if there is dead air, you don't have to like switch back to the casters. They're just there to provide, commentary in the interim, while you're waiting for engaging things to happen with the players. And it will happen. I mean, there's going to be some dead air, but if you have, players or casters to sort of fill that dead air like they do in poker, then I think that's the best way to run it. And, the first time was the first event that anybody had ever done something like this. And so it got better over the course of the day. I think that the first one was more fun for players and people involved in the event than it was for the spectators. But I think that Dan has put a lot of work. He's sort of the mastermind behind this, put a lot of work into how he thinks this should be done. And I think that Red Bull is going to give us a really good product this time around.
I mean, it was good. It was good the first time around. I mean, the only thing I remember was just the complaints about the very beginning of it, like the first hour of it. And then after that, it was, obviously it all died down, and the event just ended up being fun. And that's where we got the funny moments, and you really saw the format being played out. The coolest thing is like they're building decks together. Like we haven't really dug a little bit deeper into that, but the sealed format, we barely even touched. It's just like the tip of the iceberg with the sealed format, and a lot of the reason has to do with the tool that Tempo Storm built. It has pretty much only been built for this event. So, and they haven't quite made it flexible enough to take on, different variables, like how many decks, how many packs, whatever, right? But I know they're changing it. They're in the midst of adding that flexibility, which would be
There's
cool.
still nothing implemented in Hearthstone to import decks, which is like one of the biggest things I think holding formats like this back. Is in many other card games, you get a code. You can like copy paste a code, put it in your client, and it'll build the deck for you, or it'll put all of the cards that you have in the format there. Yeah. Which that would be good for friends sharing deck lists. It's one of the social features people asked for a long time. It'd be good for sealed format. You build a sealed deck in the client or whatever, the Tempo Storm sealed deck tool, and then you copy paste a code, put it in Hearthstone, and it would make, like, we spent 25-30 minutes in between each round just having the players build the deck lists on each of their accounts.
Yeah.
And they had to
and you have to like check cards. Yeah. You have to go through, you have to make sure all the cards are right. You're like, oh wait, do you have the Sludge Belcher? Do I have the Sludge Belcher? Who knows? It's like, that was, but the event was like, it was really fun the first time for the players. I know that like there was a good atmosphere among the players just because Red Bull Studios was really fun. And then I think I agree a lot with what TJ said about the commentary. I also think that like in between games is an important time for there to be some sort of like bringing it back to the casters, just because you're going to miss things when there's 3 games going on simultaneously. So I think like a recap type situation is really good. But you also might want to get the thoughts of people like after a tough loss or like after a close game, like trying to get in their head a little bit about why they think they lost and like how they're going to regroup. So I agree. I think the mic should be all the mics should be hot for the most part. Like not both players and the casters, but I like the idea of the casters and a set of players doing that. Sounds good.
The whole format just seems like the most team-oriented format that we've seen, because they're all playing at once. They're all asking each other for advice, like in real time. Just, hey, what do you think about this? And you just glance over there, and you're giving something. It's definitely the most I don't know, just co-op feeling versus
most other
the other ones.
Team formats are, there's a team, but they all play individually and just accumulate their scores.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you're right.
But at least in team tennis, at least they're practicing together every day. In team formats in Hearthstone, that's not necessarily true.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so definitely looking forward to it. It's still one day. I was hoping it would be maybe a couple of days this time around, but hopefully next time.
There really isn't that much content with it, honestly. There's 3 matches. Or I guess there's more than.
Should be 3.
I'm thinking 3 matches because I played 3 matches. But the group stage, like, it's not that long if you just keep it running.
Mm-hmm.
It's you're only like, because the series realistically are the length of a best of 3. right?
Yeah.
Because everyone plays everybody. You play 3 matches, so it's a little longer because of production time, but it's never longer than like a best of 5, which are pretty short. So
Yeah.
the series honestly go pretty quickly. I think it's all right that it's one day, just because there's not that much transition between like a first and second day with that type of thing. Like I think if you were to make it to the second day, you'd probably want like a redraft or something, just so like new viewers get a fresh start on the format.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also think that a redraft is important in that format because, like, I know in the first one there was just no way that Liquid or Tempo Storm was going to lose to Archon or Cloud9. Like, there was no way that their pool would lose to our pool. So, like, a redraft might have made it more interesting. But
okay, yeah, that would have been pretty cool. I guess it's one of those things too. If we had more teams just available, like if there was like 8 teams, then that's another possibility too. But yeah, anyways, whatever it is, it's going to be, I think, a really, really good time, and I think the community will be watching it in droves here. Also, this week we have the ATLC 2 qualifiers. I believe that's happening in the next couple days, and there's multiple news related things related to the ATLC 2. Obviously, the qualifiers are still going to go on no matter what. It's almost like a separate tournament in itself, sponsored by somebody, like I think Amazon Coins or whatnot.
Amazon Coins, yeah.
Yeah. But the other big news related to is that Amaz, made a video talking about how he's stopped the Kickstarter for it, and So why don't we talk about that? What do you guys think about ATLC 2? Is it going to happen, or just general thoughts? Toast, you want to start?
I still think it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like the whole Kickstarter thing just seemed like it was poorly done from the beginning, like just in terms of PR and stuff, like the way it was marketed. And obviously, like after a couple of days, the amount's not getting. It's really hard to hit that amount of money, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I still think it's gonna happen. Amaz, he's really good at organizing tournament. The first one was a huge success. So it'll be interesting to see if they're just gonna give less money, because Amaz, I don't know, someone from Amaz Productions now, said that people weren't willing to do it without the prize money, which was surprising to me, because
you mean the participants weren't willing to do it without prize money?
With the original prize money, that's why they had to do a fundraiser so people would be willing to participate. I could be misquoting, but I'm pretty sure I saw that in a.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Really? Wow. Okay.
The
That
thing is,
surprises me with the players. I thought. I mean, obviously they're not going to go for free, but a lot of productions nowadays, they just pay them a very set amount just to participate in the tournament. But yeah, go ahead. Anyways, go ahead, TJ. I think I interrupted you there.
Well, appearance fees are, pretty high for players nowadays. Players are becoming more marketable. They're increasing their own value much quicker than they were back in ATLC 1. Yeah. Players are monetizing better. Players have more opportunities since there's so many events nowadays. Also, there's so many more sponsored game opportunities now. So I guess I don't want to use anybody as an example just because I don't want to call them out or anything, but someone could make $10,000 in a day for playing a sponsored game for 6 hours. Yep. Or they could play in ATLC 2 for 3 hours and make nothing that day, but maybe make something in the long run if their team manages to place highly. So it's things like that these types of opportunities didn't exist in as much quantity as they did for ATLC 1. So the players that that Amaz or the community wants to participate in ATLC 2, these guys have much bigger obligations. They have more opportunities that could be more beneficial to them than playing in a team league. They have less to gain, I guess is a better way to put that.
I mean, Amnesiac, you as a player and somebody that potentially will be or could be playing in this thing. Actually, you will be playing in this thing. What am I talking about?
I was just playing.
Yeah, I mean, how do you feel as a player? I mean, do you feel like you would want or need a large prize pool to play in an event like this?
I mean, I don't really care personally, but I'm also a child and I have everything taken care of for me. So I don't have a very good concept of what it takes to live on your own, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I think that a lot of people I don't know, hypothetically speaking, they would feel, like TJ said, like they want it to be a comparable monetary investment to playing their sponsored game or to just streaming for the whole day instead of, preparing and doing like pre-game preparations and then playing an ATLC and then being done and then being too tired to stream. So like it eats up a lot of time that they could just be creating content. So I think people pretty much just wanted to be on a similar level monetarily. And I don't know like how much people make or how much it would have to provide EV wise for it to make sense. But it's pretty hard for playing in a tournament to actually top just making money off of streaming in general in terms of expected value and everything. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, it's also not just a weekend event. A lot of these guys will go to a weekend event and, make however much money because one, that might be their day off anyway. Two, it's a live event that, they can make better connections with. So people will more likely go to a weekend event like Redbull Team Brawl for a day or 2 days because they know that that's not going to interrupt their schedule very much. They know that that's not a huge time investment. They won't have to play playoffs. They won't have to play the show matches or whatever it is. They won't have to be... I don't even know how ATLC 1 worked, but I know there was like little prizes given out to like highest win rate and things like that. Mm-hmm. But it's things like that add up over time, and they want to participate. They do. It's just, is it worth it to them? How much are they willing to sacrifice in order to play in what's a fun tournament and usually pretty good for their brand, but maybe not as good for their brand as other things might be.
Yeah, and given that, this was arguably the most successful event that we've had in Hearthstone, with the viewership or whatnot, if this event can't get folks to go out just, even from maybe a player community standpoint, and making something that's just, it might be something huge within the community, that's pretty tough for other people that are trying to do even smaller scale things.
Fortunately, Hearthstone has become pretty individualistic with players and their streams, and how competitive the streaming market has been. And Toast can probably talk a lot more of this. Streaming is competitive, like it is cutthroat. I've heard Savitz and Kibler, not have like an argument, but like talk about their time slots with like passion and things like that. Like Savitz coming to the US and he moved his time slot up.
To stream at 1. I want
Kibler's time slot now that he's in the US. Toast can probably speak more of this, but it is cutthroat, man.
Yeah. So I'll give my honest opinion because I started streaming seriously a month ago, right? And the first day the viewership went up to like 9,000, and obviously it tapered out to like about 1,000. And a big part of it was just trying to figure out when to stream, and because you don't want to step on anyone's toes, right? Like everyone has essentially an established stream time. So Kripparrian's set at 11 EST, and Kibler, like as a streamer, you should know like the time everyone streams. It's really important that you don't like compete with someone like super huge. Like no one streams at 11 p.m. EST with Kripparrian because you're not gonna get any viewers besides the few people who just don't like him. So yeah, Savage, like since you brought it up, Savage was in the US the last month, and it was similar to stream time. Like I was paying a lot of attention to Savage because he doesn't usually stream at that time. It was quite a surprise to me. So I actually moved my stream time back by 3 hours. Like I had to make a change because Savage, Brian Kibler, and was all streaming at that time. So I kind of moved to the between Crip and end of Savage and of Kibler time slot, where sometimes it's Trump, sometimes it's Reynat.
Yeah.
And because Trump became a civilization streamer for the last month.
Society, baby, let's go.
Yeah, it's like this is the best time for me unless I want to go to the Pawnee Hoff era, like after Kripparrian. But that's just way too late for anyone in North America. But yeah, streaming's tough. Like when you go to BlizzCon, like, so as you guys were talking about, like when you go to an event, even like ATLC 2 or even BlizzCon, where it's like a 4-day event, that's open seasons for any up and coming streamer.
Like Zalay is talking about, right? He loves staying home from BlizzCon to stream because he kills it during that time.
Like you can imagine like some people dedicating like a week to an event and then doesn't stream, and then a new streamer comes into that slot, and then eventually they can take some of your viewers, which is why, like TJ mentioned, these events, you're not just giving up, money. You're giving up a very,
Market
valuable
share.
resource. Yeah,
Yeah.
Market share, essentially.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
I've sort of studied the behavior of Brian Kibler. I've worked a lot with Brian Kibler over the course of the year.
Studied Brian Kibler. Wow. We've got TJ, PhD in Brian Kibler.
We both have worked almost every single HCT event across the year. And so I've spent a lot of time with Kibler. And, we were casting partners at BlizzCon. So I've talked a lot with him about things. And I study his behavior. And, like, you can see how the longer he's at an event, the more on edge he gets. And the more he talks about, like, how he has to stream. I mean, Brian Kibler has streamed from the HCT venue. He's streamed from the hotel. Every time we go to a new hotel and the internet's bad and he can't stream, he does everything he can in his power to try and, like, switch rooms or try and get to a point where he can stream. There's that sinking feeling that I know streamers have because they talk about it all the time. When Dan was streaming and Savitz was streaming and Kibler was streaming and Firebat was streaming, they were all at an HCT event. They would just talk like, I could be streaming right now. I miss my stream. There's always that sinking feeling that you feel like you're missing out when you become a popular streamer, and just eats away. And I know it does from my Brian Kibler studies, of course.
Brian Kibler, of course. All right. Well, anyways, we kind of got off on a tangent a little bit there, but
that's pretty funny hearing you think about it so much, because I thought about this so when school ended for me, I thought about seriously, like, trying to stream more, and I was like, all right, well, the correct time to stream is actually just like 3:34 in the morning, and I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So then I was like, all right, well, I give up. And so I just kind of never. That was pretty much that was when I broke. I was just like, yeah.
Well, I mean, you have a different schedule. I mean, even in the summer, it's still not good for you to probably have those hours compared to the rest of your family and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, I just, like, I don't know. I stream whenever and I stop thinking about it. But I agree that you're supposed to, like, find the slot that no one streams in, and the best slot is like 3:34 in the morning. But
I feel like that's like the minor league development, league type of thing. We're in that.
I don't agree, dude. There are still people who want to watch Hearthstone at 3:30 or 4 in the morning.
No. What I'm saying is, like, I think
nobody else streams then.
No. I think the numbers, you get, like, great numbers at that point. But I feel like every streamer that does that outside of Pony is, like, trying to get himself big enough to go to the regular hours. And then when they do switch over,
I know Firebat did that time slot for a long time, and now he doesn't.
Yeah.
Mostly because he travels more. But he did that slot for a long time.
Gotta be careful not to tread on the Maz, though. Don't go too late.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to stream that long anyway. You stream until, like, 8 a.m.?
Stream until 8 a.m.
That sounds awful. Yeah, like, I thought about doing it over the summer.
Guys.
Like, there's no way I'm doing this.
I mean, like, I thought about it. If I moved to, like, China, it would actually be great for me, because it'll be 3 p.m. in the afternoon, and I can just stream to 8 p.m. It'll be amazing.
Well, it's your job. You can just adjust your schedule and have it be super messed up. I just can't do that. But that seems terrible.
Yeah, but anyways, getting back to the Kickstarter, it was going to be tough regardless, but it does sound like they have sponsors. Like, I mean, when Backspace is on here, you definitely made it sound like they had sponsors, and I would be surprised if the event still doesn't happen. I don't know if it's going to be on the same timeline as it was before, but I'd be surprised if it didn't happen. It's ATLC 2.
I want to give this is a guess. This is a theory. Not necessarily a conspiracy theory, because I don't think there's any conspiracy there, but you can you can correct me if you think I'm getting a little wacky. So next year there's going to be a lot of Blizzard sponsored events. They announced the Invitationals, they announced the Global Games, they have Hearthstone Championship Tour.
Yeah.
I think what happened was they probably have sponsors lined up, but sponsorships take a while. It takes a while for you to get the money. There's a lot of corporate red tape they have to go around, especially whatever sponsors you're considering. G2A excluding, or Kinguin excluding, but all the other. What I'm just being honest.
He's telling the truth.
He is.
Yeah. And so it takes a while for you to get this money. What they probably wanted to do was see if they could, get the tournament up and running a lot faster by having the community get involved. They may not have wanted to say that, but I think if that was true, and if they said that, that would have, been a lot better than how they went about it right now. But if they don't get the tournament up and running by like February, they're going to be competing with events every day of the week, official Blizzard sponsored events that will also be taking players away. There's going to be a lot more slots for casters next year for all these events. A lot of pro players are going to be, being invited to these invitationals and these global games to compete for their country. So they're going to be competing with so much stuff next year. And I think they want to make sure that they get this tournament up and running and started and building a viewership base before all those events start. And the best way for them to do it was to probably try and get the money faster instead of having to wait for sponsorship to come in and start it later. So that's my theory. It has no base, but I've been in the industry for a long time now. I've been around these players and these team owners and stuff for a while now. I know how it works. So maybe that's what they were trying to do.
It could have been 200,000 though. That was just never going to happen. I mean, that was a lot.
They were hoping for the whale.
I mean,
the one guy that was going to be like, I love ATLC.
Have 200,000 right here. Dude, that would be the producer of the producers.
Yeah.
Serious level, definitely serious level. But anyways, yeah, definitely, good luck to them, and hopefully we will see that ATLC event very soon. Why don't we move on to cards? I know a lot of you folks are waiting for us to talk about cards, and going to look at the last 15, but I did catch a guide on Reddit the other day, maybe yesterday, that had a guide to all the Kazakus potions, and that was a card that we talked about, and we never really, we kind of speculated as to what all of them were. So why don't we just take a look at all of them?
So at BlizzCon, I just lined up over and over just to play Kazakus over and over to write down all the combination.
Oh, dude, you had to be there the night before the venue closed. There was no one there. I was just me and Doug. We would just play, and then we'd move over one chair, and then we'd play, and then we'd move over one chair.
Nice.
Good time.
Nice. Yeah, so you can see like the 9 choices here for the 1-drops, which I think the other ones are just like levels of the same type of thing. It's just the
I think
bigger
there's
versions.
one. The exception is the polymorph potion.
Oh yeah,
right?
Where's that? That's
So polymorph only happens at 5 and 10. So
God.
at 5, polymorph is a random, and at 10, it's every minion.
Gee, which one's better? The random or all?
Yeah, but I think the
the
rest is just
Dude, I love
the same
it
thing.
random and polymorph are combined.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, so you can get a good look at it. Oh, 10 only. Okay, so 10 and 5, they don't have
The polymorph.
No, 10 and 5, they have the polymorph, but they're missing a couple. Yeah. They're missing a couple that the one has more selection. They have 10 things to choose
One
from.
has 10, and then 5 and 10 have
this
11.
These are different rows. Never mind. Yeah, so they have one more extra. Okay. Yeah, so you can see it's like basically random minions to your hand, deal direct damage, just plus health to minion, draw cards, get armor, summon a demon, damage 4 to all mates, so like a board clear, and then the polymorph, freeze 2 random enemy minions. Okay, interesting. And then summon 2 friendly minions that died this game. So basically resurrect too. So just really powerful effects. Favorite
card
one
is too complicated to see play.
Too complicated to see play. Oh man.
Yeah, I probably can't handle this. I'm just gonna go back to playing Shaman.
Yeah.
3 discoveries in a row.
It's like when are you gonna find a situation where you're gonna play Kazakus and you're gonna want to freeze 3 random enemy minions?
Dude, that's like all the situations. You're playing a Kazakus deck.
It's like you're playing against a shaman and he's got like 6 minions on the board, and you're like, ooh, you know what I could use right now? 3 of those totems to be frozen.
Dude, Mystic Word. I want all those to be sheep. That's what I would want right there. That could be good.
And they still bloodlust and kill you.
They still bloodlust, but at least they can't thunder bluff me. And get some good stuff there.
You're onto something here.
Yeah, but anyways,
I want the keyword totem to sheep.
Okay,
and you get got.
It's a fluffy totem. Okay, well, I just wanted to show you guys that, and then we can go on to the cards now. Going to start off with a couple Warlock cards. First one being a 4 mana Sea Devil Stinger. It's a rare card. 4 attack, 2 health, and it's a Murloc. Battle cry. The next Murloc you play this turn costs health instead of mana. So this is the first time we spend health for a minion and not a spell like Cho'Gall is, right? Okay, this is the first attempt at a Murloc Warlock. What do you guys think? It's been a long time since I've seen something like that.
Stats are bad.
That's our bad.
Prerequisite is we have to be playing Murlocs.
What Murloc could you possibly play that would make this worth it?
Dude, this thing and then Corrupted Seer.
What?
The combo.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Toast
best.
gotta come up with something here.
I don't know. The best Murloc you can play is probably Murloc World Leader, right?
Yeah.
So then what's your turn look like? You get a 6-4, or no, you get a 6-3 and a 3-3, and that's your turn 4 as you go 6-3-3. I mean, that's a good turn 4, but
yeah, I think
it's a bad deck.
It's just there's no other Murlocs, right? That Warlock has, or any kind of Murloc card that Warlock has that makes it even stronger than just another class that has, Murloc class. Like, how's that better than Paladin? Like, that's not even close, right?
This is good in Murlocs, though, I think.
Yeah.
Like, if you're playing Murlocs, you probably play Sea Devil Stinger.
Maybe this is the first card in a series of Murloc cards we're about to see. Hopefully.
Yeah, my thing is, if Murlocs are good, then this guy's probably good. Yeah. Murlocs probably aren't good, but we haven't seen all the cards.
The new Murloc, Finja the Ninja, might be pretty decent. I mean, if you're not playing a Murloc deck, 4 mana, summon a 4.
Yeah, you can play that guy after this thing.
That guy's good. Yeah, that's true.
4/2, 2/5 with stealth, and if you get a kill with the 2/5 guy, I mean, you get 2 Murlocs. Probably not good Murlocs, but it could be a big swing going to turn 5.
Yeah.
But yeah, Murloc Warlock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, it was the strongest
deck
in the
game. Maybe the first ever Zoog deck. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Next one.
Running a Hungry Crab, right? A Trump Hungry Crab at a tournament. Sniped
Artillery.
That's right. It was at Seat Story. That happened.
Like the first Seat Story.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Pretty brutal. Okay, next one. 7 mana, Abyssal Enforcer. It's a common card. 6/6 demon. Battlecry. Deal 3 damage to all characters. Yes. So
this seems pretty good.
Yeah. It's like a Hellfire mix with, I don't know, just Infernal and
just good, man.
Yeah,
it's like a front-loaded Chillmaw.
Exactly.
Front-loaded Chillmaw.
That's pretty much what it is. That's pretty much what it is. Yeah, I mean, control Warlock. This is great, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
play this as your finisher in Aggro Warlock.
I don't know about that, dude.
Turn 7.
I don't know about that.
Go all face, get him for 3.
Get him for 3. Oh
I mean, how many times have you been playing Aggro Warlock and you get to turn 7, you're just like, I'm 3 off lethal.
Or have you ever been 9 off lethal and been like, damn, how do I set this up?
How about I clear my entire board and then like set up lethal? That'd be great.
Yeah.
This is probably good enough for Reno Lock.
Yeah,
but
so too.
It's clearly not an Aggro Warlock card. Other control Warlocks are awful. Reno Lock's not very good, but I mean, I would think you probably play this. That deck already plays every AoE spell Warlock has. You probably want more.
Yeah.
This card's like pretty good. It's just it doesn't go in anything that's playable right now.
Yeah. Definitely my Reno Lock. I will be adding it. Hopefully, unless there's a lot more good Warlock cards coming out. Okay, so we're gonna switch over to Mage now. This card was announced, I believe, yesterday by Kibler. 7 mana Inkmaster Solia. It's a legend. 5/5 Battlecry. If your deck has no duplicates, the next spell you cast this turn costs 0 mana. So Reno, basically a Reno deck again. But you get like a free spell cast, and there's a lot of good spells in Mage right now. You guys think, how good is this, or is this good?
I'm pretty excited for it. Obviously, you're gonna see a lot of people pulling off 7 drop into Pyroblast phase for 10 damage, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the tempo advantage you get, 7 drop, even using on a Capitalist Tome, is pretty value. But again, Reno decks are really inconsistent. You're giving a lot a lot of consistency to be able to pull off these abilities. I don't know, like if Reno wasn't around, you definitely wouldn't run this, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It really depends on what other no duplicate cards out there, because that's the theme of the Cabal, right? No duplicates.
It's one of them, yeah.
Yeah.
But I like it. I mean, compared to Cho'Gao, like, is it worth it? Because no one runs Cho'Gao right now, right? It's a terrible card. So you're exchanging 2 attack, 2 health, and not losing a life in exchange for being a Reno deck.
Well, Cho'Gaw's different because there's not as many spells in Warlock right this moment that are
Cho'Gao
viable.
twisting nether.
Cho'Gao Doom.
You know, I was thinking about that, PJ. I wasn't gonna say anything.
I mean, maybe Cho'Gao with Caracas or whatever, or Kazakis. That could be actually pretty interesting. No, but this with Fireland Portal, I think that's a great turn, right?
Oh my god, this card with the 10-drop potion. I didn't even think of
Yeah,
that.
that too.
No, because
Exactly.
yeah.
Mhm. So,
7 mana,
All right.
5/5, draw 3 cards, freeze 3 random enemy minions.
oh my god, that'd be crazy, right?
Oh.
Mass polymorph or whatever it's called. Yeah, this card's definitely good in a Reno deck. It's just I don't think you can build around it. Like it's not like Reno, where it's the only reason you're playing a suboptimal god awful deck with Kabbalist Tome in it on purpose. But yeah, I mean this is good in your Reno deck.
It'll be interesting if they can actually make the, we always classify it as Reno deck because of the no duplicates, but when Reno does get cycled out, can this no duplicates deck be powerful enough to withstand not being able to heal? That's going to be the big question, if they can make enough cards that can overcome that, because right now, the classes that don't have heal, they really, it's really nice to have an option with a Reno like deck for control or whatnot. And that's going to go away come February, March.
They'll definitely put in more no duplicates cards the following set because these cards are not good enough to carry a deck.
Yeah.
And so you need something like Reno. So they'll put something powerful. It might not be Reno, but they might put in neutral healing and have a different powerful effect that's no duplicates.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they'll drive the archetype though.
Okay, next up, 3 mana, Potion of Polymorph. So this is a secret. Rare, after your opponent plays a minion, transform it into a 1/1 sheep.
I mean, I only have one question, which is how does it interact with Jiraxis? Because if you Repentance a Jiraxis, it becomes 1 health. If you snipe a Jiraxis, your opponent's hero loses 4 health, right?
That's true.
So, judging by the word, it should transform Jiraxis into a 1/1 sheep. But, Blizzard, they don't always make things consistent. But that would be hilarious if they implement a situation where you polymorph your opponent's Jiraxis and he turns into a 1/1 sheep. It's like, hats off to them.
But you're talking about the hero turns into a 1/1 sheep too.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the hero power then?
Bah.
Bah.
Just escape concedes.
Throw cotton balls. Oh man, okay. If they did that, I would give them props for doing that. That would be pretty sweet. But in the more normal case with this, how good is this card? Is this like big enough tempo swing for that's similar to, I don't know, like Mirror Entity or Freezing Trap? How would you compare this?
Okay, so for me, I just feel like it's too easy to play around if it becomes popular. Like people play around Mirror Entity, they play around. It's easy to play around like secrets that are in the meta. And there's a lot of subpar minion you can just play. Like the transformation is great. So like if they play Loot Hoarder or Acolyte, you can deny the draw. But I don't know. I'm not in love with it. But more secrets for secret mages is always nice, right?
Yeah.
One more secret that I have to worry about playing around.
Playing around this is the same as playing around Mirror Entity.
It is pretty much. It is the same.
Sort of.
Sort of.
They're
What do you
very
mean,
similar.
sir?
I was thinking about that. It's a little different, sure, but the fact that this is a very similar play around, like the thing about playing against Hunter Secrets is at least they do different things.
Right.
So playing around like Hunter Secrets properly is either you just guess, which is what I do a lot, or you just like actually have to play in a really slow, methodical way where you just get caught up trying to beat everything, which is why I usually guess. But I don't know, this card's alright.
Yeah, that's
It's not that bad. It
Yeah,
depends how good secrets are. Like secrets suck right now, but the one drop is good for secret mage, and we'll talk about that. And then I don't know. Mage secrets in general aren't very good. They're pretty overrated in regard to like trying to play secret mage. Like that's one of the big problems is that all the secrets are really bad. Like Mirror is good sometimes, Counterspell's good sometimes. The other ones are god awful.
Well, I think you summed it up pretty well. They're too easy to play around, where the hunter ones are not. You know what I mean? The hunter ones, I feel like you have a lot of influence on how or when that trap is being triggered. Where mages don't. It's like completely in their hands. Do I kill your minion, you know, for like an effigy, or even back when duplicate was around, or do I, you know, play a crappy minion, and then chances are I do have a crappy minion, and it totally negates the most powerful ones. So yeah, they need to do something that's a little bit, you know, better from that standpoint, where your opponent, you know, it's not even a puzzle. It's just like, okay, I just played this, and I just cleared off 2 of your most powerful ones.
I think a puzzle with only 2 missing pieces.
Yeah,
as opposed to hunters like a half finish point.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so there's some more mages. This is obviously the mage week here. We've got Volcanic Potion. It's a rare card. 3 mana spell. Straight up 2 damage to all minions. Yeah.
Card's good.
Yeah, card's pretty good. It's just a good power shot.
Good.
Probably not good in... I don't think it's good in Tempo Mage. Honestly, it's not that bad in Tempo Mage, I don't think. Like right now.
Your own minions too is the only thing.
Yeah, I know.
True.
Still, doesn't seem awful. But and it's probably not very good in Freeze Mage, but Freeze Mage hasn't been a real deck for a really long time. But yeah, this goes in Reno Mage, which is the only other archetype. I could see this not sucking that much in Tempo Mage as a 1-up.
Oh wow,
like if you're ahead, you're ahead, and if you're behind, this card's nuts.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Who knows? This card's good against Shaman.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. I want this card in my Tempo Mage deck if I'm playing against Shaman. Yeah, that card's good.
Okay. Everybody else pretty much agree on that? It's good? Or
Yep.
It's pretty straightforward, yeah.
Exactly. All right, next one is the 1-drop we were talking about. Cabal Lackey. It's a 2/1. 2 attack, 1 health. Battlecry, the next secret you play this turn costs 0.
Like, sucks.
It's a Kirantor's little brother, basically.
Care to elaborate, teacher? No, see, I got him. He didn't think he'd get this far.
Just like, what secret is good on turn 1?
When you think about
one
this.
that doesn't get proc, so you curve into Medivh's Valley.
Okay.
But Ice Barrier.
Yeah.
Like
or
the dream is
Spellbender.
The dream is this, and then you play Mirror Entity, and they play a minion. You get it too, and then you Medivh's Valet that minion.
But your Mirror Entity would have
That
gone.
That wouldn't work.
That is not the dream scenario.
Oh, see,
DJ.
that
is not the dream.
No, dude, the dream is you.
Like what? So what? Like what spell is good then?
I don't know, man. I think
like Counterspell, you're playing it on turn 1.
Spellbender.
So
I told you.
Okay, Spellbender, and then you're playing Spellbender in your deck.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like
Counterspell, really you're playing. Given what we've seen so far, they need to introduce like a secret that's not awful. Like Hunter, the reason Secret Hunter works now is because Cat Trick's really good. That card's just actually insane, and they have like support for it. So like,
if you play
it's still like the 5th best deck in the meta sometimes for some lineups. So it's not even good. But like
the new secret, and then the 1/1 sheep just trades into this guy.
That's true.
Like,
that's
and what do you want a sheep?
Oh,
what do you want to steal on turn 2? What do you want a sheep on turn 2? You're playing right into the coin, so they can just coin.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought.
And
you can't really damage.
It's such a huge card disadvantage because this guy's got 1 health, so he just dies to all the ping classes.
Yeah.
It's like,
the secret makes bad. But if they give us a real secret,
God, this card is so good. Nope, don't see it.
It actually is good if there were good decent secrets. So
the card itself is powerful. It's just in context, it's awful.
Yeah, I agree.
If it was a 1/2, it'd be broken.
No, TJ. I think it would be worse.
Yes, it'd be broken.
Oh, those are like emotes in the game. If it was a 1/2, if it was a 1/3, it would.
I like 2/1s, man. I love it when they hero power on 2. Then I just play Sorcerer's Apprentice, start jamming them for 3.
Good point. Yeah, it's true. Okay, next up we've got couple cards that are stacked on each other. Hold on a second. Okay, so we've got a common card, which is 4 mana, Kabal Chemist, 3/3, Battlecry, add a random potion to your hand. And just to clarify for folks that might not understand what, like, I guess a potion or the classification of a potion is, I don't know if they've confirmed or not, but our thoughts is that anything that has the word potion in the name of the card would be classified, as for this card. You could add a random one of those cards, and they've introduced a bunch of potions this release. So yeah, what do you guys think about this?
So some of the best ones would be Dragonfire Potion, right? 6 mana, 5 damage to everything. If you're not a priest or if you're not running synergy card, I can imagine getting pint-sized potion to be one of the worst options, or maybe a potion of madness because it's more, combo-y. The priest potions, besides for Dragonfire, requires a bit of setup. I mean, you could just use pint-sized potion as a positive trade. But to be honest, I think all potions right now are all the ones they've shown are pretty good. But hasn't been any from the Warlock one, and they're revealing one today actually.
A potion?
Yeah, they're revealing a potion today. I'm not sure if that's out yet, but yeah, the potions so far they all seem all right. But you're playing a 4 mana 3/3, and it's not a discovery potion; it's a random potion.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a 4/3. That's a big difference.
Well, I'm surprised it's not discovery either. That surprised me, given just the trend of everything.
That'll probably be way too strong.
Think
And
so?
also, discovery effect is based on your class, right? It's 400% more weighted.
Which was
Or-
super good
I
for
was
priests,
thinking-
but it's
Yeah, but are they even gonna have? Are priests even gonna have 3 potions?
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
So
But
are
they
gonna
have 3
discover
already.
and only 2 potions pop up.
Priest already has 3 potions, right? They have
Yeah, 3
reduce
potions.
Oh, they have
man,
3 potions. Okay.
fireman, and steal a guy.
Oh yeah. And
Okay.
Mage has volcanic, the polymorph
Mhm.
potion.
Yeah.
And what else does Mage have?
I think that's the 2 so far.
Okay.
So I mean, if you have to pick from all of those, yeah, it's not likely it's going to be that. I don't know. There's a good chance it's not going to be that synergistic. Probably good value though.
Depends on the meta.
Yeah.
Potions seem pretty good so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are a lot of good ones. Some of them are pretty situational, but can be good.
Yeah.
If this card's too slow for your matchup and you rip one of the 1-drops, it's honestly fine. Like, it's the thing to play. I don't know.
I wonder if it's another card you put in your Reno deck.
Reno.
Yeah, that's like every
Yeah,
card
another
ever,
one.
ChanManV. It's really hard for a card not to make the cut in the Reno deck.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so next one is a Paladin card and another Murloc here. 1 mana, Grimscale, Chum.
If this guy was a
Common
1/2, he'd be OP.
card. He's a 2/1. And Battlecry, give a
That's
random Murloc in your hand, +1/+1.
Toast hated this card so much he left.
He just said, see ya.
Dude, he's done. No, he was just done after the whole 1-2 comment.
Yeah.
One more 1/2 and I'm out.
Yeah, he followed through.
I don't know. What do you think of this card? This card's, I don't know. It's because after seeing like all the +1/+1 to everything in your hand, this one's just kind of boring to me.
This card's really good.
It's solid though.
Is it?
It's solid, right?
Well,
For sure.
yeah.
Are we playing Murlocs?
Valfin Inquisitor is it's going places. Valfin Inquisitor, of course, turns your hero power into summon a Murloc instead of a dude. And like I think this card might be good enough to put Murloc Paladin tier 3.
You're talking all serious.
You say so
Yeah,
much.
it might be okay.
What? Like, okay, you if you're on the coin, you Grimscale Chum into Valfin Inquisitor. Valfin Inquisitor's a 2/4.
All right, I can see where you're coming from. I don't know. If Murlocs are good, this card's probably good enough. Honestly, Murloc's
Yeah,
problem is that
I
they're
don't
one
think
drop
it's that
set.
far. I don't think it's that far
If we
from
get
being bad.
one good Murloc, one more good Murloc.
Yeah.
Is Murloc Knight even good in Murloc Paladin?
No, not really.
It's too slow.
Too
It's
slow.
still too slow. Yeah.
But, like, if you get Valfin Inquisitor early, you Murloc Knight, get a 1/1 Murloc, and also it summons a Murloc. So any Murloc that you summon that buffs Murlocs will also buff the hero power that you gave. So if you get like Murloc War Leader, then all of a sudden your hero power just gave you a 3/2.
I like the new like 2/4 chargy man and Murloc Knight. That sounds like a nice time.
That's the ninja dude, right? Oh no.
Yeah, ninjas. He punches some guy and then you get Murlocs out of your deck or something.
Yeah.
But it's expensive.
I think you top every Murloc deck at that. That card's good.
Leroy?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it's
Along
5
with
mana, right?
Leroy.
Yeah.
They're both 5.
Well, if you play a fast Murloc deck too, and we always have Divine Favor in Paladin.
Yeah. Not in Murloc Warlock, though, because then you're going to want to top out at that 6/6 that deals 3 damage to everything.
Oh, that should be
It's the finishing touch right there.
That's stabilized.
Wipe
That's your
board,
finisher.
Kill everything.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I think this card again. It's pretty straightforward, but it could be good. I think if it just fills out a little bit more, maybe like the 3 mana just for Murloc, I think it might have a chance. And if you add all those +1/+1 buffs to all your cards as Paladin, I mean the Murlocs are pretty darn good. Like just getting off of 1 health is pretty good for Murloc. So kind of interesting. Next up, what we have here? Okay, next up we've got these grimy goon pit hogs. We got the hog pods, all 3 of them. I figured we'd just group them together and talk about them all at once. So
this is like if Rumbly, Tumbly, and Grumbly from the Wobbling Runs all got really pissed off one day and just went to the gym.
Every time I look at this, for some reason I think Ninja Turtles. Just like the what's his face from the Ninja Turtles, the pig.
I think Power Rangers personally.
Oh gosh,
I have an idea.
TJ's got an idea. Oh, okay, here we go.
For another part of the set, it's a 7 mana 7/7 battle cry. If your opponent wins the game, gain charge.
That
would be better than these.
I like the 7 mana 7/7. If your opponent's alive, get in charge.
Okay,
that's pretty good.
Well, let's just go through them real quick. We got a 6 mana 6/6 leather clad hog leader battle cry. If your opponent has 6 or more cards in your hand, gain charge. 6 or more cards in their hand. All right. 5 mana. The next one is a 5 mana spiked hog rider. It's a rare 5/5 battle cry. If your enemy minion has taunt, gain charge. And then the last one is a 4 mana Tanaris hog chopper, the little brother here. 4/4 battle cry. If your opponent's hand is empty, gain charge. What does that happen?
On the right sucks.
Yeah, well, yeah, the one on the right is just like when does that happens? Like what, 2% of the time or something? 3%.
I think
once their hand is empty, you don't really need to get them for 4 that often.
I don't know. It's great for a Deathwing follow up. He slams Deathwing, and you're just like
you retaliate with
that's your hand.
That's
your hand.
For 4. The sound effects on these guys are gonna make or break the cards.
Yeah,
because it's like your opponent plays Deathwing, and then they like can't watch, so they minimize, and all of a sudden they hear. And they're like, "Oh no!"
Okay.
Got charged.
So can we think of any scenario? Like some people were talking about that 5 mana as being like a Belcher counter, and I don't know. Do you guys see anything here?
The spike
on the left doesn't seem that bad.
I think the one in the middle is the most reasonable one. Because, like, for example, taunt totem, right? I mean, I can see a situation like where your opponent has taunt and you want to charge, because you can play it and then you can clear off the taunt and then this can go face, right?
What's a 2-for-1? Like in most
Soft
cases, right? If you have a
like for me, I think the one in the middle is the least garbage one, and followed by the left and followed by the right.
Yeah,
the one on the left
least
is real good against control.
Left one.
Like Warrior's gonna actively play poorly to dump cards from their hand if they think you have leather clad hog leader or whatever.
Oh my
god. Dude, at least we're introducing counterplay.
You can see it now, like 5 months from now, there's gonna be shows gonna be streaming Control War, and it's gonna be like, I don't know.
He's dumping cards.
They have the hog leader.
He's dumping cards.
We could shield slam then execute, even though the shield slam would kill it if we armored just to play around the leather.
Yeah, guys, he just bashed himself just so that he wouldn't he'd have to play around the leather clad hog leader. Yeah, I don't see these cards being played anytime soon in
The,
constructed.
the old turn 9 Mukla into Hog Leader.
Oh my god, I'm doing
Oh
that.
yeah, baby. Oh
Give
yeah.
him 2 bananas, and you're like,
Turn 6. Hell yeah. Okay. Next group we got. Let's see, what do we got? We only have a few left here. Okay, we got Madame Goya.
Oh yeah, this card.
Let's
card's
just talk about Madame
the
Goya.
best-
This is the
probably
Toast's
the best card. The
Toast's
best
card.
card in expansion.
I want to say I do like the artwork. The artwork for some reason is one that I like. It's one of the ones I do like a lot.
it's just a panda.
So
You're
what?
a big
Yeah,
panda
It's,
guy.
it's a very
It's a
well done
panda.
panda.
It's
It's a
literally
very
a panda.
well done panda. Look, it just.
There's so many cool artworks. And
I
Jim
like
is
this
just
one.
like,
I like this one. All right.
I like the panda.
Okay, so anyways, this is a 6 mana 4/3 body legendary Madame Goya battle cry. Choose a friendly minion. Swap it with a minion in your deck.
Swap it, man.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, the effect is random, just so everyone knows. Like all the viewers watching, you don't get to pick. It's the exact same thing as a Barn/Oshiraj.
Yeah. Which is interesting, but
Like, I mean, put it like this: how many minions do you want from your deck to have the full stats? Like, compare this and Barnes, right? So you want Barnes out, Death Rattle minions, and mainly Death Rattle minions. And the stats doesn't matter as much. And this is 2 mana more with the similar stat distribution, and you're giving up a minion on your board in exchange for it.
All right, here you go.
Oh god, here we go.
The only 4 minions you're playing in your deck, okay? You play.
Insult me.
You play. All right. You play 2 Brewmasters or 5 minions. Okay. You play 2 Brewmasters, Madame Goya, Barnes, and Yashraj. Okay. So no matter what minion you get, you're guaranteed to get all of your minions. Saying?
No.
What?
No.
Oh my
No.
So you play.
Did you play Hearthstone, man. With the Brewmaster. No, that's not how it works.
Okay.
play.
Set up.
You play youthful
Okay.
Brewmaster.
Okay.
Then you Madame Goya, the youthful Brewmaster, and
Okay.
get either Barnes
Right.
or Yashraj. You have to have the second youthful Brewmaster in your hand. Ready?
If you get Barnes,
Okay.
you can bounce Barnes.
So you hard mulligan for Brewmasters. You hard mulligan.
You have hard mulligan to the brew.
And then whichever one of the minions comes out, if Yashraj comes out, you just leave him there because he's going to pull out Yashraj
Right.
or
Sure.
Barnes.
Sure.
And then if Barnes comes out, you just Brewmaster him back. And the next turn, you play Barnes because he's there, and you get another Barnes or you get Yashraj.
Or you get the
Or
Brewmaster
you get the
you
Brew-
traded back in
Exactly.
with Madame Goya.
Yeah, but then you have the Brewmaster.
That's if you have the Brewmaster in your hand.
Wait.
I'm confused. This
CJ, this sounds awful.
this shuffles it back into your deck, right?
You need a lot of Brewmasters.
This choose a friendly.
CJ's just
Oh
what are
my
the other
gosh.
Yeah, you need to have 3 Brewmasters.
You need to have
your
like
hand.
8 Brewmasters to make this work. Oh
Okay,
my
well,
gosh.
all right, we'll change it to Rogue.
Jesus.
We're gonna go with
Okay.
Shadow Step.
Yeah, so this is way more situational than
It would
those
be
cards.
better if the minion that you swapped died.
died.
Yes, just hear me. So, like, if you're taking
That's
a
a
minion
good deck.
off-
When you hope the
you're-
minions that you swap out die. Oh,
because, like, okay, so this minion obviously is only good for like fringe case scenarios.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to like actively like put a card back in their deck, you know.
Mhm.
So I think it'd be more fun. You'd be able to get more combos, more fun combos if the minion just died, killed the minion.
yeah, but then
Are you sure people don't want to put cards back in their deck? Have you seen Reddit talk about tracking?
how do you
They
win
get
then?
outraged that they
TJ?
lose
How do you
cards.
win games, TJ, with that?
How do you win if you put?
If there's no minions in your deck and you have Yasharaj, okay, how do you win?
That was all right. The Yogg Hunter was a thing. Okay,
It was, but okay, maybe if you play Hunter,
it
because
only
Hunter
played
does
like-
the rest of the damage with just hero power and
all
spells.
right. I'll go back to the drawing board. Okay, I'm sorry that I gave you guys a bad deck. I just made it in my head in 5 seconds.
Oh gosh. Okay, I think we can all agree this card is not very good.
Yeah, comparatively, it's not very good, but
Yeah.
it can be a lot of fun for memes and just pulling like a big minion.
Ramp druid kind of thing.
Like there's a lot of cards like this, which is just meant for people who like to have big minion. They don't really care about winning. But yeah, they don't. Winning's not a priority for the people who would play. It's like
efficient winning, I guess you could say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Winning in general.
Winning in general. Okay. I'll be playing this card for sure. Okay, here we go. Don Honcho. Okay, this is a card. This is a card actually I feel like people have had mixed thoughts on. 7 mana. This is a tri-card, or tri-class card. And it's a legendary 5/6 body battle cry. Give a random minion in your hand +5/+5. So, I mean, if you're looking at it with its own stats, it's like a 10, 11 statted minion here. And it's for the Paladin, Warrior, and Hunter tri-class too. So, just what we need. A potential 11/11 high main. Or no, 11/10 high main. That could be potentially scary. What do you guys think of this?
Have this dream of making the biggest Sunwalker ever. Hear me out.
Okay.
So there's that warrior card that makes the taunt minions bigger, right? I'm not crazy that exists.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
all
true.
All right.
That's true.
And we have Don Honcho. We're going to make a big Sunwalker. We are going to build a Sunwalker.
Somebody just said a
And
13/13 King Crush in the chat. 13/13 King Crush.
The logic is this card's probably good just because if they made this random minion in your hand gets plus whatever effect bad, then they wasted like half the set. So there's no way the mechanic itself is bad.
Yeah.
And so this card seems good if that mechanic's good.
Yeah. 5/5 to any late game minion is pretty sick. Tyrion, what other warrior?
Yeah, a big part of the negative reception came from the fact that we saw like 10 cards with this effect, like leading up to it. And they did this whole big review, like, yeah, vote for Don Honcho, man. This is going to be like sick card. And then they show it, it's like the exact same thing, but bigger. Like, I think if they showed this at the very beginning to kind of set the mood for the grimy goons, it's like, oh, okay, I get it. But like compared to this Kazakus, right? Kazakus like, whoa, 100 different potion. And Don Honcho's like, yeah, make minion big.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
What if it was give a random minion in your hand a potion that gives them +5/+5? That would be way cooler. Am I right, guys?
Yes.
No,
totally
yeah, give
right.
a random minion a random number plus buff. Yeah.
I like random.
5 and 5. Stats are boring. Stats are very boring.
This card with these cards, right? 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 Okay, never mind. Maybe not.
Just get them for 11 with leather crad. Get them, guy.
Yeah.
Look. With Emperor Thorsan and Faceless Manipulator, you're looking at like 22 damage with the Hog Leader.
Yeah, just think
God.
you're playing against a guy has Deathwing, and the only 2 cards you have in your hand are Don Honcho and the 4/4 charge guy, and he's at exactly 9 health.
Yes.
Oh my god!
Yes.
I was setting up for his Deathwing. I'm playing Don Honcho. You get him for 9.
That's right.
Dude, when you're doing that faceless combo, what if you just Don Honcho the faceless? Just didn't do anything.
Yeah.
But Don Honcho makes anything good, man. So yeah, it's pretty. With the 5/6 body, I mean, that's good. That's crazy good.
Yeah, I mean, I think this card's definitely good.
Yeah, it'd definitely be played. It's just a matter of what type of deck will this be played in. You throw it in just any good deck right now?
Maybe.
Probably could. Yeah.
Too bad.
I mean, it's just like even if you think about the worst minions that these decks could possibly have, it's still good.
Dragon Warrior, fuck, just throw this in. Any of your dragons are ridiculously.
Big Thunderbluff Valiant sounds good. And I'm still on this whole Sunwalker.
Just play it in Control Warrior and you just get like a 5/12 Doomsayer.
Go with
dude. No,
still good because he's not killing that thing.
How big is Grom with this card? It's a 914.
Dude, go with the 6'9", 69 Armsmith. Yeah.
That's actually.
That sounds pretty good.
Or you just you get so frustrated because you keep playing cards that buff minions in your hand, but they keep buffing the cards that buff minions in your hand.
No, dude, that's just the value
So-
of the conglomerate.
You play like this crazy combo where you're trying to buff one card, but you keep buffing the cards that buff it.
Yeah.
So you just like keep going, crap, and then you slam the card that buffs the
So
card in your hand.
we
and then
didn't
it buffs
even-
That's
another
why
one.
Sunwalker Warrior has 2 minions.
We haven't even-
And the one Sunwalker.
We haven't
You've
even
got the youthful brewmaster.
We haven't even talked about Bran in this card.
All right.
Oh, yeah, you can have a really big hog rider then.
Then you can have a big roll.
It's big enough to kill the pathway.
Exactly.
This could also be a getaway to activate Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Right.
Cthulhu. Oh, you know what people
Right.
talked about too? They talked about Doppelganger, right? Doppelganger getting this thing.
Doppelgangsta.
Doppelgangsta getting this. And then branding
That'd be
that.
3 7/7s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 21-21.
Oh, heck yeah. That's sick. All right. The dreams that Don Huncho provides us. Like a boss.
The,
man. Like a
I'll be-
boss.
Boring dreams.
Yeah.
All right, Bomb Squad. This just came out literally right when the show started. It's a 5 mana rare card, 2/2. Battlecry, deal 5 damage to an enemy minion. Death Rattle, deal 5 damage to your hero.
This guy's going to Northrend.
You like this
Yeah,
card,
it's-
right? Or if it
I don't
hit
know.
phase. If it hit phase.
Oh, yeah, we discussed that.
Yeah, if it hit
Oh,
phase.
it doesn't. Oh, yeah, this card's awful.
Yeah,
Um,
it doesn't hit phase.
I was just thinking, there's a world where you go spiked hog rider and they have no cards, and you get them for 4, and then you bomb the squad 'em, and then you go to Northrend, and then that's game. Lights out.
I mean-
Lights out.
5 damage can sometimes be tough to do, and 5 health is like a pretty common health marker for mid game minions.
Yeah, so it's
Sure, that
like
aligns well, is what you're saying.
it's like a little better than a fireball than this thing.
Taking 5
It's
is a
like a
lot, though. Like, even if, no matter what deck you're playing, that's a lot. Like, even if you're a tempo deck, that's a lot.
Especially 5 mana. I mean, it kills Thing
Yeah.
from Below, but if they play the Thing from Below for like 2 mana,
As they do.
and then you kill it for 5 mana, but still take 5 as if the Thing from Below hit you in the face.
That's
one
true.
turn.
So it hits you in the
Still
face
overtake.
anyways.
At least you have a
It's-
2/2 that can like trade with their,
Don't
their
bother them.
thunder, their Thunderbolt Valiant buffed Stoneclaw totem.
So with
For
Bran,
1
this
mana,
is your
2/2, and
typical
they're 0 mana 5/5.
with
Bomb
Bran.
Lobber's gonna take them on.
That's true. With Bran, it's your typical do a 10 damage to a single minion, right? Not choose.
Yeah,
God.
for sure, man. You could kill Bragg with this sucker
No, that's actually a bad thing that it does it twice.
on 8.
Okay.
I mean, it deals with Sylvanas, kinda. It gives a 2/2 to your opponent that can deal 5 damage to her.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
If Sylvanas is their only minion on the board,
yeah. And now they can't play Nazoth because they'll take another 5 damage.
that's true.
Anti
But-
Sylvanas
It's
Nazoth.
a zombie chow all of a
counter.
sudden. Yeah,
But how many
exactly.
people play Sylvanas on an empty board? Like when your board is empty.
They should have called this bomb chow.
Like
That's
nobody
that-
really plays Sylvanas when your board is empty, so you're almost never going to be able to guarantee
Yeah.
them stealing a bomb squad.
Yeah.
That's when you fireball your own minion and then you play bomb.
That's ridiculous.
Fireball, or you could just
This is
fireball their
ridiculous.
face.
Okay, this is
Instead,
this is
instead of
getting
5
ridiculous.
damage that way.
Oh my god.
Because they're still getting a 2/2.
This is how hard we have to try to come up with some interesting. No, I mean I like the fact that I like cards like this. I just don't like this particular one. Just having Battlecry and Death Rattle have been kind of interesting. Like the librarian,
probably
right? Like it's
Huge in arena. Like
That's what
I mean, I
Crip
don't
was
play-
tweeting. Crip was saying he liked it in arena.
yeah, I mean 5 mana, puts a body on, targeted.
Remove, yeah. Just a little bit of tempo, right? Little tempo. Okay, well, I think that's it for the cards. That was a ride. It's a good ride. Definitely good stuff. But at this time, I think I wanted to give a shout out to some of the iTunes folks and our Patreon. So iTunes, for those of you listening on the audio, you can find Value Town by searching for Hearthstone on iTunes podcast store. And I do want to give a shout out for a few folks that have left 5-star reviews, because that helps out the podcast a lot, helps out people discovering it. So Dino himself and Melroy Nan, thank you so much for those reviews. And if you guys want to help also, you listen to it on iTunes, feel free to leave us a nice review. Also, Patreon, big shout out to our producer legends, Mike T and L. Lewis G, as well as a few others, Chloe C, Matthias S, Bruce W, Sacha G, Albert, Lewis A, and Engine S for being some of our newest patrons. And since we talked about the patron and the milestone for continuing Value Town in 2017, we've made the milestone. So congrats to everybody, and thanks so much for supporting it. Added a few other ones just to kind of add some more fun milestones, and hopefully you guys will partake in that. But the goal is to maintain that first milestone so that we can, again, continue doing the show into 2017. But for everybody that has supported and messaged me and everything, thanks so much for that, because you guys are the reason why we are able to do the show. And you can, if you want to be a supporter, you can go to patreon.com/valuetown and check out all the things we got there. We'll be doing some fun patron events very, very soon here, especially with Christmas coming. So be on the lookout for that. Okay, next up.